Thanks very much, guys. Yes, 100 Thieves G2 Esports, and it is our very first cast of the year, actually, Henry.
It is absolutely true, Alex, and we'll be getting into it with an absolute banger as well. G2 versus 100 Thieves, you mentioned on the sofa. A bit of a rematch here from Blast earlier in the year. It's going to be G2 standing on the CT side. We have got one smoke, one lovely diffuse kit there for Jax. Some utility on the T side. They have only one smoke for them right now, already deployed one towards window. That's going to allow Azza to get close to connector here. Will be an A finish with 4 CTs lying in wait. 100 Thieves got to work it out for them.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the headshots. Grat with a flash. Let's see if it finds any heads. Just a little forces Jax to tuck in on CT. Blood drawn, though, as the flames do lick. One in return. 4-4. Bomb not yet to commit. Kenny did get a bullet lodged within his shoulder blades, down to 27. So 4 versus 4. Site control now, but they haven't checked Amanek. And now he pounces, but he's fluffed it. Oh, and that's a disaster. 4 versus 3, and Thieves are back in the lead.
Here we go then. Amanek with a perfect opportunity there to steal the round away, but 100 Thieves will hold on. It's going to be a 4-on-3 in their favor right now, but the retake's coming through. Jax with a nice headshot there. They need to get their skates on, though. Azza, great positioning here. The Glock finding the almost penultimate kill here. There it almost comes through. It's going to be Kenny S there with the kit available on Jax. He can smoke the bomb at this point. Is it going to come through? Need to go for the full defuse. Time is ticking away. Maybe one more kill available. It looks like 100 Thieves have tied this one up.
Yeah, there's nothing Jax can do. No health. Does have the kit. Some precise shots might cover him, but no time. He's got to retreat, preserve what little he brought into the round, and it will be the first for the Australian squad.
Well, there it is. The execution coming through. A very basic one and an absolute nightmare for Amanek. I have to say, he did a very good job of sitting waiting for his opportunity to strike, and then his moment came and unfortunately couldn't connect the dots and didn't find a single kill in that interaction there. There were 2 kills on a plate for him, but G2 are still going to force buy in the second round. It's a very close pistol there, so they can bring out some Desert Eagles. They've got a CZ for Hunter as well. Scouts are out in full force, and you'd expect Kenny S to be wielding that, which he is, as we'll see whether 100 Thieves can overcome the force buy in the second. A very difficult round in the modern game. Got ourselves 3 MAC-10s and a couple of rifles here. There's 1 AK-47 for satisfaction.
You want to try and keep this one as clean as possible, especially up against just the raw firepower of G2. You give them an inch, especially when Hunter, Jax, Nexa all on form. Kenny, of course, with the scout, be able to chip them down for those sidearms. Even a UMP in play, an armored UMP for Amanek. That is quite the curveball, but looks like contact will be rather swift should they commit to middle. For now, though, Bomb walking towards A ramp. Mid to A likelihood. CTs do have the numbers leaning towards the A site. Lia's trying to sell something. Let's see if Amanek gobbles up the bait.
Jacob has made his way towards connector here. Bit of a base. He jumps across towards jungle. Jax in hot water, however, but a nice trade coming through once again. It's going to be G2 with the advantage for now. 4 versus 3, as Kenny S still alive and kicking around just barely with 7 points of health. He's in CT spawn right now as Lia as well. Even things out. 3-on-3, 50 seconds remaining by Amanek. Good read here, lovely jump up, and that's going to be another advantage for G2.
Trying to piece this one together, and Kenny, despite the low HP, still makes 7 HP sing. Grat eliminated in just 1 shot from the scout. Now an AK in JKS's hands, looking to bait them out with the Galil's shots, but nothing presenting itself just yet. Amanek closing the noose from CT's. Nexa on stairs, but he's got time to play with for now, and oh, timing, it's going to get punishing in any second now. He's not ready to react, he's close. Nexa does enough, and G2 equalize immediately.
Well, it was very close in the pistol. This one goes much better for G2 in the end. They have 2 players survive. They take over an AK-47 and the scout of Kenny S as well. He pointed it out. 7 points of health. He still nails an absolutely stunning headshot there. And it will be 1-1. And certainly a force spike coming back in response. We're going to see the CZs and Desert Eagles. Here's JKS. He almost had a shout in this kill there. Nexa made a bit of a meal of it. But as long as he gets the frag there, that's all that really matters. And they get the round, tie things up at 1-1. As we mentioned, here comes the force spike in response. We do have smokes deployed already. He'll be towards the window. Remember that bench position as well. You can jump towards window by yourself. It is audible. We haven't seen a lot of teams using it too much at this point.
Oh, Granite's faction has just received a whole lot of damage. Chunked down to 6. He did have a rather smooth move into middle, but has since met some resistance. JKS versus Jax. And it's quite clear who is superior in that one. The M4 has no issue slicing through. 3 CTs on that A site. Jack's very forward position towards the ramp room, and that does limit the possibilities of where the Thieves even lie. Liaz, however, does claw something back in their mid-presence. Kenny gone.
Just the one, though. They don't really have a massive amount going on the map here. Az has made his way towards B, but Amanek such a deep position on the bomb site, it's not going to do a whole much for them unless they can actually bring the bomb towards short, which they are doing at this point. 50 seconds remaining. Hunter, though, with vision. He gets away with it, doesn't take any damage there, so still things okay here. As up, he's actually snuck behind enemy lines. He's looking very good now. They get a bomb plan out of this.
Yeah, not only that, he's going to take the AK, lock them out of kitchen. This is starting to look fantastic. Amanek, however, does have the opportunity to ruin everything. Jacob, oh no, a full clip of the CZ. He does manage to tuck in. He can keep them busy. Damage inflicted. It's still promising for the Thievs, but Amanek can still ruin everything. Finally, Jax deals with it. Now Amanek reveals his position, and Azza has to be the hero. It looked so promising. He was the one that got them to the site. Now it's his chance to secure one, only one. Nexa again is the one to put the nail in the round. It will be G2 2, 100 Thievs 1.
Yeah, Jacob, he had to make that kill, Alex. That was on a plate. He's had a rough 3 months as well. A bit of a slump he's in right now, and that was a very crucial kill. If he gets that one, not only is he behind enemy lines, they have no idea when the rotation's coming through. He's removed one of the players at that point and relieved a lot of pressure on the retake towards B. It doesn't work out for them, leads to about 10 points of health, and G2 pick it up. And even with the bomb plant there, they're going to have to give in. They're going to take the eco this stage, and that's going to be Desert Eagles. Maybe a bit of utility here as we go into round number 4. 100 Thievs are going to be gutted with that one.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one, and that's the kind of play that can haunt you for, you know,
Yep.
a half, maybe even a map, maybe a more than an event. You know, it's one of those ones. It can, especially if the result does continue to haunt your team. For now, though, the round continues.
We'll call that 1-1 though, because Amanek's had one.
That's fair.
Jacob's had one, so we'll say it's even at this point.
Okay, so the oopsie tally is at 1-1.
Yeah, exactly, and it's you know it's a big tournament. You got to get the nerves off. It's the first game, and we'll see whether Azza can do anything with this Desert Eagle. The only real firepower they've got are those aforementioned pistols, no armor, no nades. JKS towards the palace position with Jacob on the bomb towards middle. It's Kenny Esto still with a sniper in hand, this time the AWP. He might have a kill available to him. Spots the shoulder, converts it nicely, doesn't need to panic, doesn't need to readjust, very calm.
No issues with this one. The only real opportunity for Thievs in this round would have been a plant, but with absolutely no utility to speak of. They were just hoping to get a couple of Deagle headshots into a site, overwhelm, but it's hard to overwhelm when there's one man left, and it is going to be Azza, the last one on the chopping block. Chance perhaps just to stop this from being the perfect round, and a shot missed. He will be hunted, and that will be the third.
Every kill is so important in CSGO. That's, you can see they're being quite cagey about taking that final frag. You think, oh, they just give one up. No, in today's game, every dollar counts, especially saving those lesser weapons, trying to farm as much cash as you can. You've got to adjust slightly with Amanek coming with the UMP, but he's a player that's certainly capable of using it. This is a very big round, of course, the first gun round coming through. 100 Thieves do have the AWP, but it's gratisfaction with the glass can on the T side. Now, that can be problematic on Mirage. A lot of grenades being thrown around the key choke points of the map. Nice shot from Hunter. What a fantastic last year he's had. Rose to stardom out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, I love the whole Nico's cousin, Hunter's cousin dynamic, but it is a perfect microcosm to summarize his meteoric rise.
Yes, absolutely.
Through the ranks.
Well then, more of a B focus this time. You can see 3 players towards that side of the map, towards the Barsmans, we're calling it. Lovely smoke from Amanek there. Like I said, you have to adjust your game slightly with the SMGs, but if you can get up there with a bit of utility, steal away a kill, take no damage, and remove that glass cannon orb. Remember, that's an important factor. That wouldn't have been a clean kill like that had he have had the helmet. And now the advantage lies in favor of G2. So 100 Thieves, Alex, they've got no smokes, a few flashbangs, and a 5-on-4. They've got plenty of time, but this is collapsing. This is shocking at this point.
This feels the same way the Deco went in the round prior. However, this time was fully invested from the Thieves.
They lost that first player, then everyone just commits with no utility up towards short. That's questionable, but still 5-on-2. JKS and Liaz left with almost nothing here. That is hoping a mistake comes in from the CT side. Someone gets a little bit overzealous, maybe too audacious with their pick here. We'll see whether Amanek wants to give in at all. He doesn't have to.
We've seen no signs that that's the G2 that show up today, though.
Well, I feel like a lot of teams are getting a lot more disciplined these days. They're realizing that the point I made before, that every kill counts. You can't give those up. Like, the players are so good now. You give them one frag, even in a 1-on-5, there's a chance they can win it. You got to play disciplined Counter-Strike these days.
I mean, look at Hunter. What a contingency plan that is.
Yeah,
should they hit B, should Amanek lose this, he's still winning the round. There's no doubt about it. You try and plant, you're not checking that. One player has to dedicate himself to clearing that. There's only 2 of them in the round, and now just one. Amanek gets the 1-for-1, and Hunter can swing for the trade. Easy peasy, 4 on the ball.
Yeah, good point there. The fact that Hunter's boosting that position does suggest the mindset they're approaching this with, right? The fact they're not giving up a single kill. This is a guaranteed round. They know that, but they're not hunting with the frags. There's bleeding out the clock. That's what you need to do. 4-1 for G2 on 100 Thieves pick. Remember on the sofa, we did say that this is the go-to pick. When they were Renegades, it was always Mirage.
Yeah, I want to make sure I was reading that stat correctly. It said the Grass faction was 6 for 20 in opening duels. Does that mean he's won 6 and lost 20?
Yes, it does.
Good grief.
Yeah. Yeah, not ideal.
Not the most beautiful statistic for a glass cannon T-side AWPer.
No, it's not great. And there he is, the man himself, Kasad, obviously up against the Serbian boys in the form of Hunter and Nexta. So a nice rivalry this team is building right now, I would say. That's the first kill we talked about, no helmets. That UMP, perfect position, segregated by the smoke as well. Gratisfaction will be annoyed with that one. In fact, he couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, and Amanek's SMG, this is going to be something that I think we see more and more of. This is the new breed of Counter-Strike player. He is so comfortable with the SMG, specifically the Amanek 10. I mean, for God's sake, that was his sticker in the major.
Love it.
He really has got an affinity for it. His Malek, I think I spoke to his coach, he just said, I don't know, he's just so good with it.
So many players are so good with it. Like the SMG, like used correctly by the right player, it can be as efficient as a rifle. It's super cheap. You can drop weapons for your teammates. If you're anchoring a bomb site or you're in a position where you can get one kill and just tuck yourself in, like absolutely. And I love it. The Mac 10, the MP9 plays we're seeing recently, it's fantastic to watch.
And he's never going to, I mean, I'd never say never, thanks Justin Bieber, but he's never going to buy an SMG when he has the cash for the M4. But
Flusher would.
Flusher totally would.
He does. He loves an MP9 on a gun round, which I respect so much.
That was a whole half on Vertigo with the MP9.
Yeah.
But still, into the round, it's our 6th of the final series of our first day of IEM Katowice.
So they're calling for a stop here, Alex, and damage has already been exchanged. I'm not sure how this one goes down. We haven't got to the 1 minute mark. He says no damage has been done on the CT side, but it has. They don't know. They've got the advantage.
They have an advantage, yeah.
They've done reasonable damage. Okay, respect to Jacob. He said, I've already gone down to 69 HP. Nice, and we'll see whether this is going to be the point where they stop. I feel like they're continuing to play.
This one out.
And they've said live. They're going to continue on. So Amanek's back. His PC apparently crashed, but...
Is he moving?
Looks like he's cool.
I'm seeing number 2. He's jiggling. All right, looks like we're playing on.
So we're good. It's a partial buy. Like, there's always a chance to win these rounds, but 100 Thieves are happy to play on G2 after getting the information that someone's low. They're happy to.
You know what?
No surprise really, I guess. And we'll get in towards this B-bomb side. One flash available. They weren't going to do a bunch of this round regardless. In they go. Flash over. Hope for the best. They're going to need a very quick kill. That CZ doesn't work out. Amanek's looking sharp. With 8 seconds remaining here. They need to try and die this one. It might sound a little bit ridiculous, but you're going to get no money, Jake, I'm afraid. He does find an AWP, though.
Work.
That's not bad at all. He'll take that all day long. How much money's he got left over? So he's got enough to be dropped at least. He can drop the AWP over to Grat. He can drop an AK in response. So that's actually okay. He has enough with 1,800 there to get a helmet and basic utility. So that's actually a pretty decent purchase. Gratisfaction will certainly not have a glass cannon in round number 7 here.
And to fill you in on the timeout situation, it has transferred now to 100 Thieves Technical. They'll be taking that one. So no player communication will be available.
Great stuff from Amanek here, looking very poised in the B-bomb site. It's one of the most forgiving roles within Counter-Strike, I'd say, anchoring the B site on Mirage, but he's doing a very good job so far. Fended off every single attack on that side of the map, and we'll find ourselves at a 5-1 in the first half of 100 Thieves map pick.
What I love as well about the Amanek kind of the 6 rounds we've seen from the player we're focusing our attention on is that he's already managed to train 100 Thieves a little bit. Because of that aggressive push apps with the SMG so early on, you throw that smoke again, you are going to buy that full 15. They're not going to test that.
He's conditioned them, right?
Conditioned, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's a very good point. That's what we talk about with Xbox smokes and dust too, outside smokes on nuke. You're conditioning your position to feel like, okay, that's been a problem for us once, now we have to react to it every time we see that sort of smoke deployed. And you're right, getting that towards B apartments, there's always going to be a shadow of doubt in your mind as to whether that's going to be indicative of presence from the CT side, as we see a very fast flash attack coming in here from the Palace position. JKS to open things up, that's what he's known for. We're taken down by the HE grenades. The spray comes in wildly from Nexus. They boost behind the smoke here. Kenny trying to look towards Palace, but all the players have dropped down already. This is the first advantage 100 Thieves have had in some time.
And they will get the bomb down. No unchecked CT presence like the pistol, but from behind, we do see Hunter hunting rather appropriately. Instead, the gang of G2 is coming from CT. Kenny responsible for flashing them in. Hunter on the prowl as well. It's all going to happen simultaneously. Here comes the pressure. Liaz looking to relieve a whole lot of it. 1 for 1. Kenny does find a way in. 3 Ts do remain, though, in the 3 versus 3. Hunter does push out from Palace, and it's double kill all onto 1. And just like that, G2 retake the site. No issues.
Hunter has been one of my favorite players last year. He's so talented. He's played that so well. It was disciplined, it was calculated, and 100 Thieves didn't see it coming whatsoever. He made sure that he walked the entire way from T-spawn, didn't get excited with the fact they were having duels. He waited until they were planting the bomb, then he gets ready. He gets his teammates in position at CT spawn. They're dealing with all that aggro. They're taking all those kills away from the Palace position. Any sort of attention that might be gathered towards that side of the map, not going to do anything about it. He gets a double kill, and it's those CT side Kriegs as well, Alex. We've talked about it a lot the last year, but these Kriegs on the CT side especially, powerful to say the very least, as we get into a 6-1 situation. 100 Thieves on their map pick, starting to struggle here. They did win the pistol and haven't had much to say since.
Kenny, challenging shot missed on the cross and does get his toes tickled by the Molotov in return. That's a very big nade.
Yeah, that's demoralizing at the start of a round. You've just got some mid control, then down the throat is an HE grenade to 63 HP. So a change of setup here. We have got Amanek a little bit more aggressive this time, as he doesn't have the SMG anymore. He's got a CT-sided Krieg, as you mentioned. Kenny will take some damage at the start as well, down to 60, as he looks towards the connector once again. Smoke 2. Take his vision away from that spot. Then you can see them reacting on the CT side as well. So they can feel this depot coming in. They haven't got the same control of the map they had before. So they're pushing towards B. That's going to be Hunter. He's going towards T-spawn once again, but he might backstab through middle. Plenty of time to do so still.
And there isn't a single member of 100 Thieves that can catch this. Oh, a missed shot from Kenny. They're going to work off that, and they do. A double kill. 2, 3 frags into the site. That should be the round. Hunter, he's going to start speeding up. Knife out at this point. Amanek from CT as well. 2 versus 5. Very unlikely odds, but damage can be inflicted, and that's what Hunter intends to do. The first falls, and the bomb does go down.
Yeah, they have no business winning this round, but holding onto these Kriegs and inflicting as much damage as they possibly can is still going to be valuable going forward. Hunter did spot one there, but Jacob's got his number, and he will get a very easy frag there towards the Palace position. It's going to be Amanek left in CT spawn, and just trying to stay alive if possible. I don't think they'll come hunting for him, but they have got Azza holding towards the vent, who might have an inkling as to where he is. It looks like they absolutely do know he's in CT spawn. Should be going down, gets one. As good as it was ever going to get there. 100 Thieves for clean round, finally, towards that A side of the map. As you mentioned, 3 kills coming thick and fast towards A. Pouncing on the bomb side together, and it was a nice pick towards the middle as well. You saw the way they crossed over. They know Kenny's tendencies. A lot of AWPers have the same sort of roles on the CT side of Mirage. He's holding towards Connect. He saw 3 players jump past his screen at that point. He was unable to hit anyone. It gave them mid control and eventually the A site.
Lovely finish. Azza catching Jackson. This was a, I mean, this exchange could have gone very differently had the timing not lined up for Jacob. He got a lovely glimpse of a knife out CT invading his Palace. Aggressive up mid. A change of pace from G2, and it's going to be a boatload of information as soon as that smoke does fade, about 10 seconds until they call mid clear. But that doesn't matter because the execute nades are flying in thick and fast. 3 Molotovs, all the smokes, but no players. A Molotov in front of ramp does seem to be keeping them at bay, but now they can stroll on in. JKS in support from Palace. No CTs in the site themselves. They'll be playing for retake again.
Absolutely will. Bomb to be planted. Things looking more promising here as Liaz gets the 2nd kill of the round. You'd be considering saving at this point, at least going for exits. As we'll see, Amanek just recover the AWPs. If there's anything available to him, Gratisfaction swats him away. No problem at all. That's going to be the round completed. It's going to be the 3rd on the board for 100 Thieves. Keep 5 players up as well, just what the Docs were already considering their financial situation. Money not amazing for them. There's going to be Hunter and Nexa. Still with ample cash going forward. You can see 5K on Hunter and around 3,000 for Nexa going forward. Loss bonus won't be quite established yet. They get 1,900 per player going into the next round. So save these 2 weapons. Got a nice healthy buy. Kenny has money to be dropped a weapon by Hunter, but that's absolutely fine. As all 5 players, 100 Thieves, exit through the ramp. Everyone's alive. Didn't even take any damage that round, Alex. That's a clean one.
No complaints. Stringing 2 together. 100 Thieves now looking to maintain some momentum. Build into and justify this map pick.
So what's the call now from G2? He said they had a full buy here, but there'll be a couple of compromises. Might only have a couple of kits. We'll see. Round 10 coming up. It's a tactical timeout, I'd assume, for G2 at this point. Is the replay from Liaz. Great shot towards Kenny. So both AWPers removed from CT spawn. That was Amanek recovering the sniper. Unable to do anything with it, unfortunately. As we'll take the timeout here, it's going to be G2. A chance to discuss their options. Amanek behind them. A lovely man, to say the very least.
Oh, yeah. He's very soft-spoken.
Yeah, very friendly. Always comes up for a chat. Always willing to talk Counter-Strike.
Yes, and that's Malak, by the way, not Amanek. We've got Amanek on the brain because he has got
Malak on the brain.
He has got 11 frags at the top of the scoreboard, but Malak, of course, the coach behind them, and just taking a couple of extra seconds before that timeout does run out. His mic is muted, and we're back into the fray. 10th round of our final series of our first day. Mirage up first, as you can see in the top right. Dust 2 is the G2 map pick we'll be venturing to next, and it's time for the double AWP. I was about to say Dorp. Stop myself.
I like Dorp. You should use that.
Yeah, they're dorping right now, man.
They're dorping. And Kenny has an Amanek to pick that up. He's getting next towards that connector, and they got one of the secondary orbs towards the B side of the map here. So we'll see whether he can find the opening kill. You can see Gratisfaction looking to get revenge here as he waits, sees the cross, can't connect the bullet though, and they will fall back somewhat.
A little bit of a traffic jam in the B apartments, but Hunter, he's going to stick around. Avoids the flash nicely, and this is quite the crossfire. I'm not sure 100 Thieves can challenge this. Amanek with the AWP, Hunter with the swing on window. That's a pretty intimidating hold, and it does seem like they're not going to necessarily test the waters just yet. In fact, timing favors them, because now they send in Gratisfaction on a scouting mission. Presence towards short as well.
Jacob in that connector once again. He's been holding off the rotations when they do establish control towards the B side of the map, but it looks like they might be reconsidering their options. Liaz with the bomb. Holding towards the B apartments right now. JKS held off by the smoke. You can see Hunter, another little cheeky position there as the CT's actually pushed towards T-spawn. We've got Nexa and Jax confirming the palace, and that area in T-spawn is clear. Hunter, this position is very difficult to play, but he's got backup from the AWP towards short. He's going to struggle with his first kill. JKS takes him down. Second for Amanek. Strong game from him so far as he gets his 13th frag on the board.
He's just got a kill with every single weapon in the game so far. Doesn't matter. UMP, pistol. And now the AWP, all connecting. 2 versus 2, though. This round is not over, but unfortunately, Gratisfaction has got a Nexa stalking him. Kenny in towards the kitchen. Jacob's going to be a late arrival. They don't have to rush, but they don't got boatloads of time. 20 seconds. The bomb loose on the site. It's actually on the balcony. Gratisfaction's going to have to get up and take that fight to retrieve it.
Right.
That's such an issue. And Nexa, as soon as he realizes that, he might want to tuck in. Doesn't matter if Kenny's hitting shots like that. Grat missing and missing everything with only 8 seconds. He can't really win the round now. Missed shots and now desperately trying to die before this time.
Yeah, you're right. He actually wants to go down. Oh, they got him. He did get money just in the nick of time. He goes down there. So if you do die after the timer expires, you get no cash in the following round on the T side. But G2, solid hold once again. Amanek. Very, very promising scenes there in the B bomb site. He looks solid as a rock.
Yeah, no issues. I mean, it is quite intimidating when you've got Amanek in this form and Hunter in, well, Hunter form. B site does feel like quite a scary prospect.
Yeah, and that's Amanek doing it alone there, essentially. Like we said, Hunter was in a difficult position, compromised when they made their way through, but still managing to fend off the bomb, and you're absolutely dead on. The fact it dropped on the balcony position, that's such a nightmare. Like, for Gratisfaction, that was almost impossible to win.
Liaz has taken some early damage. It seems to be a bit of a recurring theme for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, you're right. Like, full damage nades, keep landing.
And JKS from full health to 0. Jax ensures that one is a short Palace presence. And from ramp, they challenge one, and the second is Grat. This time, he's the one to fire the bullet in the right direction. But again, with G2 and these early info pushes, Jax has won another duel. Azza had the element of surprise, but so precise. The Frenchman finds 2 before he's silenced.
Yeah, the Krieg spray can get out of control very quickly as learns a lesson, but it's now a 3 versus 2. Gratisfaction 56 HP. They have got Kenny S uncomfortable. They didn't really pounce on an opportunity there. Still a minute available. Hunter makes his way in towards connector. Didn't go T-spawn this time. Smoked off for now. Gratisfaction will have to do most of the heavy lifting here with the AWP. Jacob just cowering beneath Shadow, and unfortunately that is walking into the crosshairs here of G2. Looks like a very clean round unless Jacob can come out clutch in there. 3 versus 1.
You've been begging for Jacob to step up to the plate, Henry, and now a 1 versus 3 to keep this. Oh, I think he might have even seen the tip of the head. Did he confirm the...
I don't think so.
30 seconds. Bomb still in the site. We'll retrieve a smoke to potentially plant within.
Yeah, I guess that's all you can go for a quick kill here and use that smoke to plant, which might actually work out here. Now he has to recover the bomb.
He knows Amanek was short. He has to bait this shot. Does manage to jump it over and return.
Nice work from Jacob here.
He's got a shot, a real chance now as he does get that bomb down on towards default and just tucks in time. Amanek knows where he is, though. It's time for the mind games. 1 versus 1. 2 human beings, hand on the mouse, sweat on the brow. It's Amanek's nade to secure it, and that will be 8 for G2.
A cheeky P250 dink just before the nade lands. That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. I enjoyed that a
Style
lot.
points for sure.
Fair play to Jacob, though. Like, he did absolutely everything he could. It's been a rough couple of months for him as an individual and 400 Thieves specifically, but that was a great effort there. You could see the cogs turning, what he had in mind. If he gets that kill towards the steps, he's got a chance of planting. He made the round very close indeed. Comes down to a bullet in the end. Nice moves there. You can see he does have what it takes to be a great player. He's just in a bit of a rough spot right now, but that was a fantastic effort. It certainly hamstrings the opposition going forward. You can see G2 will take a tactical timer here. Malek, that's not Amanek, it's M-A-L-E-K.
Nice.
Behind them, just you can see him gesticulating. He's a very passionate man, and I've never really heard anyone talk about Counter-Strike like he does. It's all we ever talk. It's just Counter-Strike. No, I've never had any conversation not relating to CS with him, which is I'm perfectly fine with. But he always wants to talk about strategies, and I love it. It's great.
Yeah, he does definitely seem to have the pedigree for a coach. There's no doubt about it. But this timeout does seem to have elapsed, and so we can go ahead and jump straight back into the collapse, perhaps, of 100 Thieves. 3 rounds on their T side so far, one of them being the pistol. Into the 12th, though, we go. And it does seem like they'll be presenting a full buy once again into the G2 wall it has been so far.
Yeah, you can see 100 Thieves are throwing the kitchen sink at that wall, but it's not much great effect, I'm afraid. They're going back to their flash attack towards A. I don't mind it when you're not hitting most of your shots. Just go out to Wolfpack. Jaxo might have the ideal position because they have a Molotov to Alex. He'll surely be traded out, but there might not be time. JKS will bring one back, but that's about it. This is an absolute meat grinder as 100 Thieves is running towards A, hoping that one of their big names like JKS would find an opening kill. If you just get that first kill, you'll get a snowball from that. But unfortunately for them, it doesn't land at all. They have a Molotov sandwich. You can see Azza, he's running out of ideas to throw at them at this point. They've tried their defaults, they've tried a few executions. It hasn't really gone too well at all. Remember, they've won the pistol as well. On their map pick, you'd expect things to be going a little bit smoother for them as they enter round number 13 with just pistols here. Glock for gratisfaction. They've got smoke, so this will be some sort of set piece to get that bomb down. It's unlikely they win it, but stranger things have happened for sure. CZs and good utility is more than enough to win a round.
They've struggled with the weapons, though. But you're right. These are sometimes the rounds where you just let it hang loose. But that is looking rather tight from the G2 squad. Nades, bullets, all being thrown towards apartments, so they can't do anything. Not a single point of damage. Amanek's closing in on 20, and we are not even at the 14th round.
Unbelievable scenes here. Very composed from G2. They're not really making any mistakes here. Like, their reactive play on the CT side, I'd love the analyst test to break that down a little bit more. Why? As to why they can get so much control on the map, it's all about communication for me. The fact that the A bomb side players are calling efficiently and saying, we've seen 2 or 3 players over here, towards A ramp, towards Palace, you can make a pretty good educated guess there. 2 players push towards B, you're going to trade out with just 1 player there. But more often than not, they're finding 0 resistance. And then, like we've already said, they've suggested they are going to be pushing around the map, and you can see how cagey 100 Thieves are becoming now.
Okay, here comes the newbie suggestion.
Okay.
Have we actually seen like a straight up like 50-second default?
Well, that's the problem. The moment you run that default, they won't push. You know, 'cause they only push when they get the information
when they have
that you've actually contested key positions on the map, for example. But Amanek, I don't think he's missed a kill in B yet. He has been an absolute monster. Like you said, homing in on 20 kills in 1 half. Let me tell you, that's godlike. As we'll go into round number 14 here. Money's okay, 400 Thieves with the maximum loss bonus, but I'll have 1 round after this, and they're not going to be breaking down G2 to an eco here. Double digits. And when we see any more aggression here, back to a single orb setup. Kenny has same position, but remember we discussed it before. 3 players jumping across, designed to make sure he doesn't land a shot this time. Jacob could have gone down, but avoids the shot.
And typically this is where he catches a nade during the protocols, and here it comes. And he does manage to go down just a little bit, not quite the same success that Kenny had with it before. For now, though, it does seem like a 4-man stack towards A. This is the perfect chance for 100 Thieves. Amanek, we said he's done everything on B. Well, if they commit to this, he really does have to do everything, Hank.
We'll see what he can do with it. They haven't committed just yet. As it's coming up towards short, it's Jacob that goes down quickly, and we know he's the luck. And at this point, Amanek, same position Hunter had before. You can see the kneecaps. He doesn't want to commit just yet. Hasn't got that silenced M4. It's the Gatling gun waiting on the B side here. He lets rip, and unfortunately for him, Gratisfaction will actually come out on top. A 3-on-3, no bomb planted, but a chance here for 100 Thieves.
A necessary win. They need this round. A 3 versus 3. It's everything you could desire. Are they ready for the flank? It's got them time after time. It's low, and that's JKS gone. The bomb in apps. It's just Groundhog Day, and it's not a whole lot of fun, even if Bill Murray was involved. Grant and Azza. Make it just Azza. As 1, not even 1. Tags up Nexa before he's reacted. 11 then to 3. We aren't going to see the 4th unless they win this final round on the half.
That was a rough one. They keep trying to go towards B. They haven't really been finding any success whatsoever on that side of the map. Absolutely wrecked once again. 11-3, no bomb planted. They planted a bomb a total of 3 times so far, I think. So need to start pulling their socks up in this last round as they enter with 3 Galils, a Glock for JKS. He upgrades to a Galil in the end. There we go. And a CZ for Azza. Not the most compelling final round here on their map pick as the A execution, giving it another go. This time focusing on the A round.
How many times has it felt like they've got into the site, but then immediately we find ourselves saying, but look at the flank.
Stumbling. And
there's always Hunter in Palace, or there's Amanek behind you, or there's in this case, I can't remember who it was. It was JKS who went down with that bomb. And in towards the A site they go. Kenny doesn't land the shot. An uncharacteristic miss. And now Jax has to be the hero. Pre-fire doesn't connect. And Grat, quite the opposite. Now the bomb can go down. The smoke's still up. And through the smoke, Grat finds his second. Now he can get that bomb down. Or can he? Amanek still finding frags on the cross. He misses it. Trying to hit the Achilles of Jacob. But now the bomb, no, it doesn't go down. He tries to plant it in front of the site. Why is he planting triple? There's a AWP on short. The smoke, and now Hunter on ramp. It's all coming down the house of cards, and there's a very big gust of wind.
That's insane. Hunter has absolutely wrecked them time and time again with these flanks. They don't see it coming. They're so engaged with the AWP towards shore. They've made so many mistakes trying to get that bomb down in the open as well, looking to give themselves an advantageous situation in the post plant. Azza now has to come in clutch. Round 15, M4 available. Doesn't even plant the bomb, Alex.
They're thrown. They are so shaken right now.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal, but it's 4 seconds removed now, and obviously they're in position to take him down. Not sure it mattered either way, but still, it's a sign of what's going wrong. Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be 12-3 at half. 100 Thieves. This is their home map at one point, and they're starting to crumble here. The individual levels aren't quite there, and we'll see whether they can pull it together after this break.
We're back. Katowice, day one, final series on the main stream. 100 Thieves taking on G2, and it has been catastrophic. It may not look that way, though. Seeing all smiles on Azza's face as he prepares for the second half.
Yeah, absolutely true. It hasn't been the most compelling start here from 100 Thieves. That's Hunter on your screen. He's had them eating out of the palm of his blood-stained hands, Alex.
Ooh,
he has been
graphic.
Yeah, he has been an absolute beast, let me tell you. The fact he's been pushing around the map on the CT side, helping himself the kills, has been impressive to say the very least. We haven't broken double digits on a single player for 100 Thieves yet, and Amanek certainly has. He's on 21 right now as he blazes ahead here on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Hunter and Amanek as well, with more multi-kills in the first half than the entire 100 Thieves squad combined. Admittedly, that is the CT side, and now it's the turn of the 100 Thieves to defend, saying that Jacob's on the fight. He wants to bring the fight to them, finds the info that there's 2 under, and does manage to scarper away before the smokes do land.
So that's one smoke thrown towards the jungle position. I'm going to use that to try and get up towards connector here and towards jungle. You can see that kill has to come through, but Nexter and Hunter, they've actually found a couple here. They're actually got the bomb at the jungle position. It's starting to collapse here on both sides, but Hunter continues that strong form. 3 kills in the round. Might be going down here. JKS gets him eventually, and he'll have to get through the murder hole here. It's a 2 versus 1. He has a smoke and a kit, but the bomb down, and a promising position for him. He's bought himself some time at least.
I think he faked the death cam as well. He was like, he walked forward and crouched, now heading towards CT. Both of members of G2 staring towards that side of the map. This could be enough to find a frag, but I think enough time has passed. You can see Nexer, he's well aware that that CT push is a possibility. Missed shots from both. Connecting eventually. A P250, armored P250 no less on the pistol.
Yeah, that's the tank right there. Used to be Tech 9 and armor, now the P250 is the star of the show in the pistol round. It's going to have a bit more range than the Glock, and leave you had the 1-tap potential as well. Exploding towards the A site, only needed 1 smoke there. It's 100 Thieves who get absolutely ran over. They managed to bring it down to a 2 versus 1. Unless they're winning that round, though, it's not going to do a whole lot for them. They're going to have to force buy here, considering the scoreline. 13-3. They lose this map, or this round, Alex, I should say. The map should be over.
Fun fact for you, the P250 has the same damage fall-off as the FAMAS.
There you go.
So that is a big
fun fact.
Yeah, I'm full of them.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Full of something.
No doubt. Young, dumb, and full of fun. That's what I am.
Mag 10s, Galils, and the AK up against these upgraded pistols on the CT side. It's a scout for gratification, but no armor once again. Smoked out as we'll have to bide his time.
All 5 members of G2 committing some degree of either body or utility towards middle. Getting their SMGs into prime positions to punish and take those close fights eventually as the dust settles. Well, for now, 3 members at the top posturing. That's the rifles. Hunter really has been set up for success. He'll be tucked in on that connector as it's re-smoked by his squad.
Just taking their time here. Nothing too interesting to report just yet. They've got Hunter in towards the connector. Smoke down on shore to remove vision for potential scouts and boost on the other side. Waiting for an opportunity now. In terms of flanks, not much coming in. JKS watches towards the A ramp. There will be a B finish. You can tell that the fact there's no one at the A ramp or at Palace position. Satisfaction for chance, but the flash catches him. Enables Hunter to get nice and close, but Jacob will strike. Liaz alone towards the B bomb side now. He needs to find at least one, and his teammates might have set him up. Look how low Jackson next are.
I think that's the damage from Grat's scout all the way from A. He's helped them on B, perhaps not enough, because Jax, with just 15 HP, finds a beautiful 1-tap. Look at Liaz, though. He's lurking in the smoke and does manage to finish off what his teammates started. JKS onto Kenny as well, so 2 versus 2. 100 Thieves, they're giving us a real good go. Grat has been doing a great deal of damage. 10 seconds, that bomb has to go down. All the frags have to come in. They're both on the site. Amanek to punch in the necessary numbers. And JKS in a winnable 1 versus 2. The spray's not good enough. The Deagle comes out. Oh my goodness. Jax, he makes it work. 4 frags in that round, and he ate that scout shot real early.
Yeah, it felt like there was enough there, Alex. And again, unless you're winning that round, it doesn't do a whole lot for you. Close does not count here, and we'll see 100 Thieves come down to a 1 versus 1 again. A few more bullets, and the Mac 10 might have done it there for JKS. A good chance, but one that's not converted. Jax did a sensational job here in the B side. He had 15 HP for 3 of these kills. Just ducking and weaving around the bomb side closes things out as well, and it's going to be a full eco for 100 Thieves at a 14-3 scoreline. Really far from ideal at this point, about as bad as it gets. And they're going to go for a flashbang towards middle, swing from connector. It's pretty standard, but can be quite effective. They've already used the flash, unfortunately, so just got to be a dry swing here and hope for the best. There it is, here it comes.
Didn't know swinging was typically dry, but Kenny does find one. Amanek as well, and so we will see this one all wrapped up, said and done. It does feel like the same could be said for Mirage at this point. 100 Thieves presenting what seems to be a confusing set of circumstances. You pick your map into G2. This is the same team, of course, that they had an incredible series all the way down to the wire, nearly 2 full 30-round games over just in London like last week, it feels like.
Yep.
And now the curveball, they put their thinking caps on and they landed on Mirage, and it seems that G2 were more than ready for it.
Absolutely. G2 are a hard-working team. They know they've got a lot to prove here. It's one of the biggest organizations in esports. It's a project in CSGO that hasn't necessarily been wowing everyone over the last few years. This has been the most promising G2, I would say, ever. Like, in terms of like teamwork and synergy, you might not think it considering the nationalities involved, but it absolutely works. This is looking fantastic from them.
I still remember being in New York at the G2 party and Ocelot giving that speech saying, you know, we're making huge changes. And I was like, what does that mean? And then Nexa and Hunter arrived.
That's a good point. I forgot all about that.
He was jazzed. He was like, this is going to be the best team we've ever had.
Yeah,
well,
might be onto something there.
Maybe, just maybe, he was onto something. Kenny, he's anticipating this aggressive Palace push, and so much so he's methodically checking all the corners, but is he ready for JK? Yes, he's not.
What an angle.
That's somewhat of an off angle. Note that one down if you're a Palace player.
So, a chance now for 100 Thieves. They need to win 12 rounds in a row to take us to overtime, but it's a good start. The opening frag is theirs, but it will be an 8 finish here from G2. Looking very good on Mirage here. It's Dust 2 next as well. Bit of a home map for them. As we'll see, the drop shot trailing. Oh no, you don't like to see. There's been so many of those moments throughout this map where it just feels like everything's fallen apart with just one misstep foot.
Perhaps Jacob has done enough, though, because not only has he got a frag, he's got the bomb. Jax takes full control of CT, though. This fight is not done. Round 19 continues with a bit of an oopsie. Bullet to the back of the head of his teammate, but still 3 stand. Make it 2, and they win the round. It's going to be a quick one. The map pick of 100 Thieves just gets ripped from them by G2 Esports. Kenny can't even